manipulation of sound. It has the power to arouse. It has the power to frighten. You know, all those things they were saying about rock and roll in the early days, saying, oh, it's going to subvert our youth, it's going to make them all want to have sex, it's going to make them all go crazy. They were right.
You can actually go online and get a PDF file of this article. They published an article titled Music on the Mind, and in it they state that scientists are finding the human brain is pre-wired for music.
After the Columbine massacre, Billboard magazine had Richard Pellegrino, who is a scientist and a consultant to the entertainment industry, write an article for their magazine. Brain specialist Dr. Richard Pellegrino declared that music has the uncanny power to, quote, trigger a flood of human emotions and images that have the ability to instantaneously produce very powerful changes in emotional states. He went on to declare, quote, take it from a brain guy. In 25 years of working with the brain, I still cannot affect a person's state of mind the way that one simple song can.
The temporal lobes of the brain, just behind the ears, act as a music center. The brain seems to be a sponge for music, and like a sponge in water, is changed by it. Music changes your brain.
And once it goes in, you have really no say about what it does to you.
What the song says, smoke weed, take pills, drop out of school, kill people and drink. Follow me and do exactly what the song says. Smoke weed, take pills, drop out of school, kill people and drink. Stand them all in line. Add an AK-47, a revolver, a 9, a Mac 11 in and ought to solve the problem of mine, and that's a whole school of bully shot. We don't feel it, all the fakes. 52 states.
Undeniable, and many of them even glory in it.
They go the same way that I've been.
We didn't do nothing. We're just serial killers. Sure, we got a little problem with necrophilia. I admit it, but you came to us first.
As investigators began questioning the Florida shooter on his motives, he reportedly told them that he heard voices in his head giving him instructions on how to carry out the attack. Law enforcement, to their credit, I'll say, described these voices, pardon me, as demons. These were demons. I was just a boy, devil took my head, you got put my home, make you mad.
I created this blog a couple of years ago, and it started me on a path of musicology and art, and it really became a spiritual path. So it's the Curse of the Ninth Symphony and the 27 Club. I created it May 16th, 2015. The quadrivium, one of the arts of the quadrivium, music. Ludwig van Beethoven, a crucial figure in the transition between the classical and romantic eras in Western art music. He died in 1827 after completing his Ninth Symphony. Several composers passed away after composing 9 symphonies. The Curse of the Ninth Symphony phenomenon, linking the death of the composer with the musical genre being created. It's happening over and over. In the 66 books of the Bible, we have an Old Testament and 27 in the New Testament. 27 is the perfect cube, 3 squared. In the novel by Stephen King, it returns every 27 years. Chapter 27 is a 2007 film about the days leading up to the murder of John Lennon. 27 is the number of bones in the human hand. Some of the composers, artists that died at the age of 27. Robert Johnson, Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Pigpen, Grateful Dead, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse.
Craig Piso says, quote, rock concerts are the churches of today. Music puts them on a spiritual plane.
Says right here, you gotta be saved in order to go to heaven. We will no longer be oppressed by the fascism of Christianity.
Florida shooter was demon possessed. According to ABC
Got him,
News,
we can give him our message.
People outside realize how much power is in this one room. Let them hear it!
Foundations of the earth.
Aware that you could just say kill, and just somehow this surge.
how that they would listen to music and they would hear these demonic voices that told them to kill their parents and kill their classmates and their teachers. And dare I say that the voices in these demonic voices in these songs are what is causing these young people to kill themselves.
Little Richard, quote, "I was directed and commanded by another power, the power of darkness, the power of the devil, Satan. We must realize that there is a force that is fighting against us in this world." Hendricks, quote, "I can explain everything better through music. You hypnotize people, and when you get people at their weakest point, you can preach into the subconscious what we want to say." That's from the song Houses of the Holy. This is a quote from the lyrics from that song. "Let the music be your master. Won't you heed the master's call, O Satan?" I wanted to marry Lucifer. I don't consider Lucifer an evil force. I feel his presence with his music. I feel like he comes and sits on my piano. Quote, "I have the devil in me." David Bowie, quote, "Rock and roll has always been the devil's music. My overriding interest was in Kabbalah and Crowleyism." I want to quote, "I've sold my soul to the devil, but my joy is when you're like possessed, like a medium, you know. I'll be sitting around and it'll come in the middle of the night or at the time when you don't want to do it. That's the exciting part. I don't know who the expletive wrote it. I'm just sitting here and the whole expletive song comes out." So the whole Beatle idea was, do what thou willst. Found in the Thelemic foundation scripture, which is called the Book of the Law. Do what thou wilt is known as the Law of Thelema. Aleister Crowley, pictured here, taught this law in mentoring many of the most famous band by the Beatles, showed a background of, according to Ringo Starr, quote, "people we like and admire." Crowley had a big, that's an understatement, influence on Led Zeppelin. Called Aleister Crowley a, quote, phenomenon of his time. He even had a song called Mr. Crowley. Here are, on the back cover of the Doors 13 album, he and other members of the Doors are shown posing with a bust of Aleister Crowley. For a reason, I think you'll see why here in a moment. This is a quote. "I know it sounds new age, but in my meditation, this entity, which is called Metatron," he said, "we want to hook you back to the radio airwave frequency." Pardon me. "We want you to reach junior high schools, and universities. Let them know that they are themselves multi-dimensional spirits with enormous possibilities and opportunities. That sounds a little... The devil doesn't bother me. It's that God that expletives me off. There's a demon in me. I've got 4 or 5, and we're all good friends. So I thought I'd just singularize it. It's like, check yourself, and he's still there in me. I will get stoned and worship Satan. The title of the black, and I have to say that to this day, when I hear an AC/DC song, it's still captivating to me. From somewhere that comes and the Spirit just hits you and you lose control of yourself. I wake up from dreams and go, wow, put this down on paper, automatic writing. The whole thing is strange. You hear the words, everything is right, and you say to yourself, I'm sorry, I just didn't write this. It's already there. I feel that somewhere, someplace, it's all been done, and I'm the courier bringing it.
Echoing Satanist Aleister Crowley's philosophy. In his song
Rolling Stone magazine, February 12, 1976, stunned the music world when he stated, "Rock has always been the devil's music. I believe rock and roll is dangerous. I feel we're only heralding something even darker than ourselves." Who discovered the awful truth December 4, 1993, the second he died, proudly boasted, "I'm the devil's advocate. We have our own worshippers who are called groupies. Girls will give their bodies to musicians as you would give a sacrifice to a god." Peter's Brother song "Jump in the Fire" commands young people to jump into hell. "Follow me now, my child, do just as I say, jump by your will or be taken by force, I'll get you either way. So reach down, grab my hand, walk with me through the land, come home where you belong, so come on, jump in the fire." Angel from below, I wish to sell my soul, devil take my soul, with diamonds you repay, I don't care for heaven, so don't you look for me to cry, and I will burn in hell from the day I die. For rock and roll, I would sell my soul. One of the most popular metal bands in rock history is Slayer. Slayer sings of themselves, in the song "Show No Mercy" as "Warriors from the gates of hell, in Lord Satan we trust." Slayer's albums sell in the millions, and song after song is a praise to Satan. Their song "Hell Awaits" says, "Jesus knows your soul cannot be saved, crucify the so-called Lord, he soon shall fall to me, your souls are damned, your God has fell to slave for me eternally, hell awaits." One of the top songs of the 70s was "Hotel California" by the Eagles. Most people have no idea the song refers to the Church of Satan, which happens to be located in a converted hotel on California Street. On the inside of the album cover, looking down on the festivities, is Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan and author of the Satanic Bible. People say, the Eagles aren't serious, they're just selling records. That's what you think. The Eagles manager, Larry Salter, admitted in the Waco Tribune-Herald, February 28, 1982 that the Eagles were involved with the Church of Satan. Not surprisingly, one of the Eagles' songs is titled "Have a Good Day in Hell." The group Kiss leaped on stage as rock and roll demons, spitting blood, breathing fire and screaming, "God of rock and roll, we'll steal your virgin soul." In their song "God of Thunder," they command young people to kneel before Satan. "I'm Lord of the Wasteland, a modern-day man of steel. I gather darkness to please me and I command you to kneel before the God of Thunder, the God of rock and roll. I'll steal your virgin soul." Peter Criss, the drummer for Kiss, said in a TV Guide interview. I find myself evil. I believe in the devil as much as God. You can use either one to get things done. One of the most popular groups in rock is AC/DC. In the song, Hell's Bells, they sing, I got my bell, I'm gonna take you to hell, I'm gonna get you, Satan get you.
What? Did you sell the soul to the devil? I probably gave mine.